Chicago. And we are back again on another sucker-free Saturday night. And if you are not having a sucker-free Saturday night, I highly advise that you stop being a lollipop. Okay? But we're having a fantastic time here tonight where it's crazy in the city. And it is my hopes that you are staying safe because it is nuts outside. Now, for all of you Bears fans that's out there, Minnesota fans, Monday Night Football, if you are going to Soldier Field, you can travel for free on the CTA and RTA. That's right. Check out where you can get on the buses at. Many of them are downtown, but you can also get on the train, aka the L. Just check out what's going on in your area and where you can get on the train or L for free Monday Night Football. Okay? Do you all remember what happened a couple of years ago in regards to the the Lyft driver that was shot and killed over here on the west side of Chicago on the 4800 block of Thomas, which is Thomas and Lamont, L-Town? Yeah. The offender was apprehended. They finally caught him. He's 34 years old, and the victim who was shot and killed was 30 years old. Yeah, just an update on that. That Lyft murderer has been captured, apprehended, and is being charged with almost 10 felonies, which includes first-degree murder and robbery. Somebody got caught for the crimes that was committed, okay? Hey, one down and maybe 100 to go, okay? Maybe we can solve some cases that way. And it was an uproar downtown Chicago if you were not there. I wasn't there either. No, but people were highly protesting this Donald Trump bring in the ICE, the National Guard. For whom? Hey, what's going on out there? Somebody is holding a message for review? Yeah, but needless to say, protesters were downtown in Chicago, and from the looks of it, the protesters are not welcoming Donald Trump. In fact about it, according to a federal judge, you can research this, Google it, if you like, fact check it. According to a federal judge, he says that is unconstitutional for Donald Trump to try to impose the National Guards on the citizens of Chicago. I've been telling you all that. Yeah, but now you're believing that because it comes from a federal judge. But 100, who's out there? Muha. Assalamu alaikum. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. So anyway, you all, it's crazy in Chicago. People are not welcoming this man. Would you welcome Donald Trump and the National Guard to your home state? I mean, really, what are they really going to stop? Nothing. Just to intimidate. And we Chicagoans, we don't intimidate too easily. Could you imagine gangbangers versus the National Guard? Chicago gangbangers versus the National Guard. Hey, what's going on out there, brother? Marisa Muro, shouts out to you. Who else we got out here? I want to thank you all for being in the chat room because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else, but you decided to stop by to see what we had to say. Okay? Yeah. Crazy here in the city. And like I said, you got to be careful out here. But the Donald Trump thing, we don't intimidate too easily. We don't. You can keep your National Guard. Like, who they really going to be, trying to stand on top of, seeing that they can't enforce any police laws because they're federal agents. Agents that is employed by you, Donald Trump, but you can't do nothing here in the city. But needless to say, Chicago, we got to do better. We have to do better. Let's stop the killing. Let's put the guns down. Let's stop gangbanging. But gangbangers versus the National Guard, I say the gangbangers will win. I say the gangbangers. Hey, the gangbangers knows the ins and the outs. That's where they from. They're in their element. You gonna let somebody come from outside the element defeat you? I don't think so. I mean, it's just like the United States of America here. The United States, this country, has not been bombed by any foreign enemy. Only terror from within. You dig? Only terror from within. And who's the number one terrorist here domestically in the United States of America? Yeah, I don't have to answer that. Y'all already know that. And that's according to ABC, NBC, CBS, WGN, whatever news outlet that you have. Okay? That's how we're going to self-destruct. What's going on, Chadwicks? Good to see you out there. Thank you all for supporting this channel and tuning in to see what we have to say. Yeah, we don't want you, Donald Trump. And keep your National Guard, okay? But before I go further, YouTube, I have a question for you. I've been looking for something through regular mail from you all that you all say that you were going to send me. I haven't got that yet. You told me it'd be like 4 weeks, It's been like 5 weeks, okay? So I'm trying to figure out, like what's happening here. No mail is being cut short here. So I'm waiting for you all so I can respond to you all and, put them digits in. That's what we're talking about. Who is that out there? Ranch Smith. How you doing out there, brother? I appreciate you because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else. But I thank you all for being here, and I salute you all for supporting the channel. And by the way, if you all haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos on YOUTUBE. And press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. We appreciate you all, okay? But getting back to the dangers here in Chicago, see that we're not intimidated so easily. But see, not only are regular civilians are being threatened, their lives are being put on the line, just as in the case of this black Chicago police officer by the name of Anthony Banks. Yeah. How you doing there? Chu Papa Frita? Papa Frita? Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Gracias por being allí, okay? Huh? Hi! Yeah, but like I said, the Chicago police, the black Chicago police, Anthony Banks, is treated just like anybody else in the streets in the city of Chicago. But what makes this story or situation so sticky, icky, is because he was threatened by other Chicago police who worked in the station in which he was assigned. Let me give you the LD, okay? Here it is. You have Anthony Banks, the officer, who gets involved and breaks up a quarrel and an assault from the police officer on a pregnant woman. He broke the situation up. He told the police officer, hey, go calm down. Go stand over there. Seeing that the woman was pregnant, are you okay? Give her some air. Trying to bring some peace to the madness that was about to take place. When he gets back to the police station, the 11th district, and if you don't know where the 11th district is here in the city of Chicago, the 11th district is a Humboldt Park area. The very same district, the very same police code actions that took place with Dexter Reed when the police from the 11th district shot up his car 96 times in 41 seconds. Do you all remember that? And they got off. And they got off. Didn't get charged with anything. His parents, his family members did win a lawsuit, but the officers were not charged. But needless to say, this situation takes place at the same police department, the 11th district, where you have police officer Anthony Banks being intimidated and threatened by other colleagues whom he worked with because of how he defused a situation. He even went as far as trying to leave the facility, the police department, and he was surrounded like he was an enemy by his colleagues. And they gave him the energy of like, I wish you would try to move. But not only that, he heard racial slurs from his own police officer colleagues verbally thrown at him. One said, "Nah, nigga." One said, go back to where you came from." According to the reports, Anthony Banks came from the 3rd district to the 11th district and faces all of this chaos. Now, if the police ain't safe with the police, what should that tell you about the racism here in America and how Donald Trump has given these right-wingers, these don't like blacks, don't like Jews, don't like nobody, but so-called white. But white comes from black. I'm just saying. But anyway, right? This same code of ethics, this underworld of the Blue Academy, even then, they are taught to be more aggressive with people who look like me. This is taught to them in the academy. Don't argue with me. This is what happens. Do your fact checks, okay? I know police, okay? I'm just saying. That's a buck. But needless to say, not only did he have to suffer the intimidation, the racial hatred, and the betrayal by his so-called colleagues, the other police that he worked with. One of them sent him an image, and that image will be on this thumbnail. The image says, "What does a nigger do? What does a nigger do? Something." And then it says, "He blow his brains out." An image of a black man with a gun in his mouth about to pull the trigger. This is what was sent to him by his own colleagues. So much for thumbs up for the Chicago police. Y'all just got a thumbs down. Y'all just got a thumbs down. Now, if they do that to him, what would they do to you? Just like they did Jesus. Crucify your ass. This story goes on. Yes, this saga, this epic of racism in the police department against another police. Police officer Anthony Banks goes to his superior, Lieutenant Naro, whose name is Nariharo, but they call him Lieutenant Naro. When he told Lieutenant Naro what was going on and what had started the situation, Lieutenant Naro dismissed the charges. Rather, dismissed him and told him to clock out and go home. But on his way home, Lieutenant Naro calls him back to say, hey man, fill out the report, because he knew that he was wrong. And other steps would have been taken against Lieutenant Naro, so he did not underestimate Anthony Banks. However, Anthony Banks got a lawsuit now, and he's going to win. And he's going to win. But we're going to hope for his safety. We're going to hope for his safety. Chicago police have been known to even cap their own, cut their lights out, electricity. They've been known to do that to their own, not to mention the citizens. Y'all be careful out there. Be real careful. Trust no one. Sometimes you can't even trust the police, because they coming to kill you too. Or coming to arrest you, and you're the victim, the one who called them in the first place. Yeah, it's crazy in Chicago. But now he's being transferred, or has been transferred, to District 6, which is over here by the Gresham community. More of a African American neighborhood, community, hood. But they told him to go back where he came from. But he came from District 3. This is what is still faced from police officers to police officers. Sad, but true. But it's so much madness that's going on here in the city of Chicago, not only with the cops, to show you how serious it is. A 42-year-old man was gunned down in his own home. Yeah, right over here on 93rd and Princeton. No one has been apprehended. No one has been apprehended. I wonder why. With all of these, how many tickets did Illinois residents get from the state and from the city in regards to traffic tickets? Over 90,000 in a month? Something like that? I think I got the numbers a little bit wrong, but I know it's at least 90,000, okay? Go check it out for yourself. Go fact check that, okay? Go fact check that. But not only that, you got the Rolex bandits here on the Magnificent Mile. You had some bandits, and what did they do? In broad daylight, 2:30 in the afternoon, with hammers, breaking through the window of the Rolex shop on the Magnificent Mile. Bystanders walked. No one said nothing. I'm sure someone probably called the police, but they didn't do it in front of the guys that was breaking in the Rolex shop. People hurting out here. And after they got the Rolexes, they got in the car, but the ghetto bird was already on them and the police was on them, okay? They had the ghetto bird and the car. On a damn ride somewhere off that ramp there, they crashed. But they was thrown away. They ended up in Eaglewood. Yeah, I think it was 68th and something. But they ended up crashing, but along their route, the Rolexes that they took, they had to dish them, throw them out of the windows. The cops say that they got the Rolexes back. You know, we don't know. But that's what they say. They say they got all of them back, in fact. All of the Rolexes back. Broad daylight. Is that going on where you live at? Broad daylight. Is crime becoming the norm for humanity? Or has humanity just degenerated to its lowest form, which is a beast in human form? Y'all answer that question for me. All y'all that's trying to get here to the big windy city, you may want to think again. I'm telling you, people get their wig blown back here every day. People get robbed here every day. It's even more so now because people are really going hungry. No jobs, nothing to do. Crime is inevitable. Not to mention the fact this is the concrete jungle, the city of gangsters. And on your way out the door, go over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ here on YOUTUBE, and check out those audiobook series that we have left for you entitled Black Man of the Nile and His Family, Stolen Legacy, From Babylon to Timbuktu, The Fall of America, As a Man Thinketh, The Destruction of Black Civilization, Message to the Black Man in America, The Chronological Order from Alchemy to Wicca, The Demonology of King James, The Miseducation of the Negro, The World's 16 Crucified Saviors. Get yourself over to that channel, MOPOWERZ, if you want more knowledge on your brain. We appreciate you all for watching We Got That Smoke on this channel. Yeah. That other channel that I was telling you about, MOPOWERZ, if you are into traveling as well, travel with us to the Grand Canyon. Travel with us to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. Travel with us to the Black Holocaust Museum in Milwaukee. Travel with us to the Georgia Guidestones. Travel with us to California. Travel with us to the Garden of the Gods. Travel with us to New Mexico. Just take a ride with us, okay? Travel with us a little bit on that channel, MOPOWERZ, you know, to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Come travel with us, okay? In Springfield, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. Come travel with us. MOPOWERZ here on YOUTUBE. And if you are into Chicago old school hip-hop, gangster rap, spoken word, comedy, independent movies, Chicago street clips, go over to my other channel, THEMOSHOW, Classics All, one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. And find the likes of Dion Cole, Diane Corder, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Snoop, Mano, Twister, Shauna, Affiliated Fella, Official Business, Mecca, The Nomads, Pilot High. We got a whole bunch of people over there. Lunatic the Messiah. Get yourself over there. THEMOSHOW, Classics All, one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE, and enjoy yourself with those Chicago street clips that we made. Yeah, me, Killer Bloodline, Project Pat, Popcorn, and a whole bunch of other people. We got it in on the west side of Chicago, you all. That's my time. Peace out. Thanks for viewing. Never give up on your dreams, and make sure on your way out the door, as I said earlier, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the word all, to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos on YOUTUBE, and also press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Thanks for viewing, you all. Thank you for viewing. I appreciate that. And we appreciate you. Never ever give up on your dreams. That's my time.